How can a smart home make our lives easier? Many ways, as a matter of fact, is what our next guest will tell us. Our first guest in this hour, he's the general manager for global electronics industry with IBM, Bruce Anderson. Bruce, welcome back into Tomorrow. How are you?
I'm doing well, Dave.
I think the last time we connected was here in Berlin last year at IFA, and you were doing some pretty unique things, but you've got a whole new smart home presentation getting a lot of attention here in Berlin this year.
We do. We're up in the Tech Watch, and I think we've got a great booth, great presentation, some great ideas we put out there, and glad we have a chance here to talk about them.
What's the significance then of a smart home? I mean, we all, it would seem, would want to have a smarter everything, especially a smart home. Tell me what it is that you're presenting.
So, Dave, if you take a look at what's going on in terms of connected devices, we see the number of consumer electronics devices that have IP connections getting into the billions as we go through the next couple of years. And it's not just the computers that we all know or the televisions, which we've been talking about for a while, but it's a lot of the white goods as well. And it's, as you look at that, it starts to enable just an entirely different set of possibilities for the consumer. And some of these things have been tried before, and we've heard that. What's different now? We've seen connected home for the last several years, and even before. What is it that's different now? And the big thing that's different now is if you look at the number of households that have broadband connections, and you look at the speed with which broadband is going to increase as we go from 3G to 4G, the possibilities are endless in terms of what the devices are able to do automatically using the internet. And when we say the smarter home, we're also saying enabled by the cloud. And there's an important point there that if every single consumer electronics manufacturer tried to deliver all these services differently to the consumer, we think you'd have mass confusion.
Oh, yeah. Standards are hard enough. And by the cloud, we're not talking weather. We're talking about the ability to do things via the net, via the internet, and make some standards there, maybe apply a whole lot more universally.
Absolutely. So obviously, a lot of the associations have done a great job of putting together standards for how things are going to be manufactured. I think the next generation we're talking about here is from the consumer experience perspective, as they're trying to use these different, sometimes interrelated devices. If they want to play their music on their television, if they want to watch something on another device, if they want to, and even getting beyond entertainment, getting over into home health care and areas like that.
And security, certainly a big issue.
Absolutely, absolutely. Security, entertainment, general, wellness. I think we're going to see the consumers look for an integrated way of improving their life. You see, snippets of it now where a game manufacturer might come up with an exercise module that is, displayed on the television, and so you're looking for points of integration. But as you look at the different services that are possible, it goes, again, beyond entertainment and even beyond exercise. It could be communicating some of that information about how you're exercising to someone else who needs to know. Say your physician who's trying to monitor, what you're doing to take care of your health as you travel around the world. Or maybe even a personal trainer who's also kind of in the cloud with clients and doing some one-on-one help. There's all kinds of opportunities that open up if you have the right tools. You do, and so we talk about the instrumentation, which is really just the device you've got monitoring you. You've got the interconnected part with the internet, but we add a third eye to it, which is intelligence. So if you're willing to get on the treadmill with this device on you and have it communicated to the internet for the world to see, and they wouldn't see it, we would worry about the security and privacy, obviously.
Of course, but you may want to link it to a Facebook app of some sort. Look, I'm on the treadmill. You never know. There are all kinds of possibilities. But let's just say privacy issues, of course, being addressed. It goes to the folks that need to know. Right?
Well, and should it go to folks? Because if you think about it, your doctor, all he's got to give you is time, and your trainer is the same thing. Could he actually feed an engine, an analytical engine, that would give you good advice about things you ought to try? Dave, you've done enough cardio for the day. Why don't we get into some strength training or something like that?
Yeah.
And have that come right back onto your connected device and guide you through your workout, rather than having to go into the gym and get that kind of advice.
As long as it tells me afterwards, okay, now it's time for ice cream.
There you go.
Or something like that, just because you need that encouragement, whether it's from a human or a machine that's telling you, you've done well now. go have an ice cream sundae or something.
Very true. So as you get those three eyes, when we talk about smarter anything, including smarter home, we talk about interconnected, instrumented, and intelligent. And then the last one we say is it has to be intuitive. In consumer electronics, the only way you're going to get folks to adopt this is if it is very intuitive. So we've been paying a lot of attention to that as we've worked with different consumer electronics manufacturers to make sure it can pass that test.
And I think you guys at IBM are certainly the folks we're looking to make it intuitive, because you've got all this experience over the many years with consumers and saying, how can we make life easier for our customers? You guys are at the forefront to say, okay, we're working on all this with a whole bunch of manufacturers, no doubt.
And we have done a lot in our research organization to really work directly with the manufacturers. We don't make consumer devices anymore. We're under the covers. We're in the PlayStations, and we think that when you merge the clouds that we're coming out with, public and private, allow those to deliver services to the devices, we can have a very rich consumer experience that we can offer.
And I'll bet by CES time frame you'll have even more information, maybe even some more things that can help us learn more about the smart home and IBM's input in it.
Absolutely, and if you'd like to see some commercials on it, you can go out to YouTube and search for IBM and see some of the commercials to give everybody a little bit of a primer on what we're talking about when we talk about the cloud and how that's going to enable the smarter home.
Excellent. Well, we'll look for more information in the coming months as well. By all means, stay in touch with us, so we'll let our audience stay in tune with what you guys are working on.
Okay, thanks, Dave.
IBM.com for more info, and of course, when you get there to their main page, just click on the electronics link, and we'll get you there as well when you swing by intotomorrow.com or graveline.com. We're back with more. Thank you, Bruce, from Berlin, Germany, and IFA as Into Tomorrow continues on the Advanced Media Network.